Yo, what's up YouTube? Just want to give you guys an update and show you guys what's going on, the progress of the firearms that we're building. This is the AR-15. My son went ahead and picked up the upper, the bolt carrier group, and the charging handle for this gun today. I ended up getting him a magazine. That's the magazine I purchased for him. And the lower. Sorry, these cats are bugging the hell out of me. And yeah, so this is what the rifle's gonna look like once it's all put together. And right now it's just kind of pieced together to show you what it looks like. And this is not a real gun. This is a BB gun that I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna spray paint it just as a test. I got some paint here and some clear that I'm gonna do just for a test run to see how it looks and how it performs as far as the paint and how it holds up. I'm not gonna paint my pistol. I'm just gonna paint the rifles because the pistol painting is it just doesn't hold up as it should if you were to paint a rifle. A rifle doesn't have as much wear and tear as far as holstering and unholstering every day. Like a rifle. A rifle usually sticks on the side unless you're actually using it, and then it's got wear. In that case, it just gives the gun character. But I did pick up some stencils as far as what I'm going to put on the gun. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all these or just one or two of them. But these are the stencils that I did pick up. This is one here. You also get some tiger striping and another pattern on the side that you can use depending on what kind of camo you want to shoot on your pistol or gun. And then this one right here, this is a popular one across the world. I'm probably not going to use this one. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how it looks on the test pistols that I shoot. And then this one here, I really like the way this one looks. Kind of gives that. I live in the desert, so I'm probably going to go for a desert type rifle on my particular gun. And that's mine right there. It's a 1522. It's an AR-15 platform, but I did pull the scope off it. I got a red dot. It's a Patini red dot. As you can see, it's got the bipod. Also has the flip up sights, and you can use the sights through the scope. And the scope does have a red dot, and it's pretty damn accurate within 40 to 50 feet. That's what it's sighted in for right now. Actually, 40-50 yards. I think it's like 40 or 45 yards. But it's been pretty accurate for everything that I've shot so far, so it's really good, decent shooter. I ordered me an extra magazine, so I have a total of 3 magazines for this particular weapon. And then this AR-15 is chambered in 223. Really decent upper. I think it's from Midwest USA. Let me double check that. The upper is from Midwest Uppers, 16-inch. So it's a 16-inch upper, and it ran right around $5.99 for the upper. That's a decent price for an upper. You can buy an AR-15 for right around $600, $700, depending on the type of AR-15 you're looking for. I know Smith & Wesson has their Sport 2 and other sports, and it's a decent weapon as well. This one has just the polymer lower, and that's FMK, I believe. And the buttstock, I'm not sure about the make and model on that one. Polymer magazine that I picked up from Sportsman's Warehouse, and then the trigger assembly and the grip. Everything is here to assemble this weapon here. We just haven't done it yet. We just picked up the parts today. Like I said, this is the entire trigger assembly and the grip for the weapon. So we're gonna probably paint that lower. We're gonna probably either paint it black, or he's gonna do something with it, maybe camo as well. This is my son's firearm, like I said. So like I said, decent weapon. It hasn't been put together. I just put it together here for purposes so you can see it. So this is the upper that he purchased. Really decent upper. I like it. It's 16-inch. It's right in that range where you get something quality, and you're still gonna have good distance on it as far as your shooting range with accuracy and all that good stuff. Also has a spot here for M-lock, for swivel adjustments, so you can stick in swivels for your sling adjustments. There you go. And then the charging handle and the actual bolt carrier. So he got all this. I think he paid like $846 or $856, something like that. So he paid $800 and something for just this upper, which isn't a bad price, guys. That's a decent price for an upper. And I really like it. It's nice. I can't wait till we put this together. It'll probably be this weekend. And went ahead and gave my son that scope that I had, that I originally bought for this weapon, because it was just too big. It's more of a long range hunting style scope. This is a 22 caliber AR-15 platform. It doesn't need that scope. The red dot that I have on there and the sights are freaking accurate and really good. I'm gonna start out by painting this pistol here. This isn't a real pistol, guys. This is just one of my son's old BB gun pistols. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna shoot some camo on it and see how it comes out. If it comes out looking really nice, depending on the pattern, I have a couple of these, so I'll shoot a couple different styles and patterns and see how they look, and then that's what I'll end up shooting on my weapon. I personally don't like to paint pistols. I like to keep them manufactured the blue, whatever they are, or the black finish, depending on what you get or what you purchase. That's just me. But the rifle, definitely I'm gonna paint. I live in a desert, so I'm not sure on the actual color that I'm gonna go with. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a desert sand color, and I did purchase a couple different colors here, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I did buy the Krylon, the camouflage brand, camouflage, the colors that they use. This is pretty much the ultra flat, and this right here I believe is coyote brown, or I'm not sure, desert sand. It doesn't have a name on there or anything that I can see, so I did buy two different colors. I bought this brand as well. It's pretty close. It's not too shiny or anything. It's pretty flat, but it's just a different color of tan, so they look pretty similar though. This one's a little bit lighter than this one. This is a little darker. And then I also picked up some camouflage green, or olive dab, or drab, or whatever you want to call it. And I also picked up some Arctic white, because we're gonna probably shoot the pistol in Arctic white. And then I do some different. This is my son's pistol, so he wants to try it and see what it looks like. So we got a couple different whites and some grays. I also picked up some clear coat, guys. This is the wrong one here, sorry. I got the wrong one to begin with. I got the glossy crystal, and that's not what you want to use. You don't want your gun to be flossing like you're cruising down the boulevard, you know what I mean? You want it to be inconspicuous. You want it to stay the color of the paint, and this is just to protect it. So I got the enamel matte, which shouldn't be too glossy or shiny or anything like that, and that's going to definitely help with keeping the firearm in decent condition, as far as not having a crazy fading within weeks or months. It'll last longer than that, and like I say, if you use your firearm, it's obviously going to have some wear, so don't be afraid to use your firearm. If it's wearing out in some spots, don't worry about it. It happens, because that's just the way it is, unless you want to pay to have Cerakote, which you can buy Cerakote online, but each individual color of Cerakote is pretty expensive. It runs anywhere from $50 to $60, depending on what kind you're buying and what kind of system you have set up, whether it's the aerosol can or the actual hardener that you have to mix. And also picked up some brake cleaner so we can clean down all the parts. And this is just to spray the weapon to take off all the oils and greases before we shoot the paint. And I picked up some steel wool, guys. It's going to give that distressed look, kind of like that little bit of wear, so it doesn't look like it's brand freaking spanking new, and just, you know what I mean, gives it a little bit of wear look. And just like if you're using the weapon for a few years or so and it has wear marks, this is how you get that distressed look after you shoot the paint on. You just hit it with this, and then you shoot the clear coat on, and this will give it that distressed look and kind of look like it just makes the weapon look better, I think, in my personal preference. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing here tonight. Probably we're gonna get the weapon prepped for setup for this weekend, and we're gonna probably assemble the entire weapon, and then this weapon we're gonna get ready to paint after I shoot the little BB gun pistols and see how they look, as far as if I like the way the patterns look and the quality of it. And I also picked me up a couple more of these magazines, guys. These things are hard to come by. These M&P 15 millimeter M&P 15 22s magazines are hard to come by, and they're expensive. They're running right around $30. Some places are charging $60 for one magazine. That's ridiculous. And that's like, damn, that's wild. So yeah, Be on the lookout for the video, guys. When we do assemble the weapon, we're going to take it out and shoot it. And yeah, I'm excited for my son. He got himself a nice little rifle. I'm happy for him. So it's looking good, guys. Everything's looking really on point as far as the weapons are going. The red dot is, like I said, it's a Patini brand, or Pini. I don't know if I'm even saying that right. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Patini, Pinity. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But we're gonna go ahead and shoot this gun, guys. Give me a second. I'll show you guys the tent, one of the tents at least, and everything's starting to well, it's not starting to flower, but they're in flower right now. The first week. This right here, guys, is one plant, and it's this is the Tropicana. It has exploded in growth, guys. Just look at this. This whole tent is full, and there's another plant in here too. That's it's hard to see it, but it's there. And that right there is a do-si-do. These are some clones that I cut off a while back. They're starting to root, so I might stick them in some root plugs and then see what happens, or just put them in some soil. That way they don't break off what roots are on there when I stick them in plugs. I might just stick them in soil, put some microbes in there and let it rock and roll. But this tent is starting to flower off, guys, and it's looking really good. Give me 1 second. I'll show you the other tent too. It's in flower as well. Alright, guys, we're in the 4x4 and everything in here is scrogged out, so it's all under a scrog, and it's corner to corner filled up pretty much, guys, and there's multiple tops in some of these holes. I'm trying to make them fit, but they're very, very full. I got two different genetics in this plant, guys, in this tent. I have one that's it's a Dragon Stash F3, and that's this one over here. I know she looks a little bit rough, guys. She had a kind of a little bit of a rough start, and the cold was kind of hitting her. That's why she was purpling out. But I vegged her for a few weeks. I couldn't veg them any longer because I'm almost running out of headspace. But I still have about 1.5 feet, 2 feet, so I should be fine. If I have to, I'll stick another scrog net in here and let them just grow inside of the next scrog. But I think we'll be alright. And the other genetics is what is it? It's a kryptonite. So there's two kryptonites and one Dragon Stash F3. And everything is looking good, guys. Nice and full, nice and big. Tops that are sticking through. They were actually pretty small when I first came through, so they put on quite a bit of growth coming through the tents. They're looking really nice and healthy. No bug issues, no deficiencies. The only thing that was affecting them was they're drinking so much freaking water because the pot sizes that I'm using are just not keeping up with them. I have 5 gallon and 3.5 gallon pots. Oh, I'm sorry, they're all 3.5 or those are 3.5 gallons and 2.5 gallons. But the biggest one here is drinking the most, and she's the one that dries out the most. I think that's why she's struggling so much. I just haven't been keeping up with their waterings as much as I should. That's not just the waterings, it's the actual weather temperatures too, because you can see the purpling going on right there, and that's all over the place, guys. That's not just there. It could be the genetics as well, but with the yellowing, it just kind of shows me that it's not yellowing, it's just, oh, I guess it is yellowing in some spots, but yeah, a lot of it's that purpling, guys, and it's just the temperatures, I think. So I don't know, we'll see what happens here in the next couple weeks as everything starts to flower out. But right now everything's looking really good. I'm only putting about 400 watts in this tent, maybe. So yeah, not a lot of watts. We'll see what happens. I'll probably bump up the watts here in the next couple weeks, just to make sure that the plants have enough light in here, because they are light hungry plants. Cannabis is one of those things that you have to keep enough light in the tent, because if you don't, you'll have spindly, weak buds. Nothing worth keeping, or at least worth growing, because I mean, if you're not yielding at least a few ounces, 4 or 5 ounces per plant, and that's a minimum, you should be getting, I mean, depending on the size of the plant, that has a lot to do with it too. The size of the plant and how long you veg for and all that good stuff. These plants are actually pretty big plants. They were about 4.5 feet tall when I stuck them in here, put them under the scrog net, pushed them down, and they've come up another foot, so they're pretty big. But yeah, we'll see what happens here in the next few months and next month and a half. They should be right on point to be flowering big ass buds, but we'll see what happens, guys. So be on the lookout for this videos. I'll probably be doing some separate from the gun videos, just because YouTube and all that good stuff, they don't really like the mix up stuff like this. So be on the lookout for those videos, guys. Have a good one, stay safe and stay medicated.